guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley. I run things here at Oh Crow Gal, and today we are doing an empties video. I love empties videos. I just think that they are different because you're literally showing empty products. So you've used the entire thing, and I feel like, you know, in contrast to like a first impressions video, you can actually give a full review on whether you liked it or didn't like it. Now, I will say in this video, I do have a few items that were not empty because I hated them so much that I just chucked them into my bin. And that's kind of what I do. I put empty things in there, and also if just something's really not working for me and I need to like toss it, I put it in the empties as well so that I can let you guys know. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start with something that might look familiar if you've watched my, I think this was in my October favorites, but it was an unfavorite. These are the Neutrogena makeup remover wipes. These are the hydrating ones. I'll keep this kind of short since I did talk about it pretty much like at length in that favorites video. I hate these. They smell wonderful. They smell fabulous. They do not work well at all. I started using this like in conjunction with another makeup remover I was using because this was just not getting the job done. The only reason I bought these was because I normally use the blue pack Neutrogena wipes, and they were all sold out. So I was like, yeah, I'll give these a try. Nope, not hydrating, very dry, tough on the skin, not a fan. But if Neutrogena wants to take the scent of those and put the scent in the blue pack, then I'll really be a happy camper. All right, next up, let's go ahead and talk about this Ole Henriksen stuff. We have the Truth Serum as well as the Truth Sea Rush Brightening Cream. And I really enjoyed these products. I know I've mentioned this a bazillion times in other videos, but skincare is not something that I'm like ride or die with. I love trying new things. I rarely repurchase the same product when it's out because I just like variety and I like being able to experiment. Thankfully, I don't have super sensitive skin, so I'm able to do that. And I really enjoyed these. I purposely bought these because I was looking for something to help with my melasma. I still have like the pregnancy mustache, and I have like melasma on my forehead and above my brows, and I was just looking for something that had vitamin C that might help with it. It didn't help, and I've read about how to treat melasma and how to like, not cure it, but like how to, I guess, yeah, how to treat it. And pretty much all they say is like use sunscreen and something with vitamin C. So the serum was great. A little bit went a long way, and it just made my skin feel really plump. My skin loved this stuff. Like it just like soaked it in. And then I also really liked this because it's a gel. It was a gel cream. So it wasn't super thick. It was very almost like watery. But this stuff, you guys, I would put it on at night, wake up in the morning, and my skin was like dewy to the touch, not oily, just very moisturized and very dewy. I would definitely, I actually think I probably would repurchase this at some point because I was so impressed with how it worked. The serum, I feel like for a serum, you have to use it for a long time to see the results. And this was just a small, like, it came together with the cream, the serum, and the face wash, so everything was a little bit smaller. So I don't feel like I used it long enough to be like, it was amazing, I'm gonna rebuy it. So that's that. I would recommend if you're looking for something with vitamin C specifically, those are great. All right, let's move on to, we have a lot of setting sprays in here. Oh, dang it, my battery light is flashing. All right, let's start with the NYX Dewy Finish. I finished off a bottle of this. I really like this stuff, especially for the price. Gets the job done. It is dewy finish and long lasting, so it gives you that kind of like dewier look without looking like oily or wet, and makes your makeup last. I love that. I also really like this one. This is the Wet n Wild Natural Finish setting spray. I don't find that this makes your makeup last any longer. I mean, it doesn't make it like wear off, but it doesn't make it last any longer, but it does get rid of like the powdery The powdery look just kind of melds everything together. And the pièce de résistance. I talked about this in a favorites video and I already blew through the whole thing. This is the Morphe, oh, there's a hair on it. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I mean, it was in a favorites video. I'm obsessed. Like, I will definitely, I mean, I'm clearly a setting spray junkie. Like, similar to the skincare, I just like trying a bunch of different ones. I'm repurchasing this for sure. It's the mist on this, there's nothing left in it, but the mist on this is so fine, so fine, and it makes your makeup last all day. All day. I'm talking like when I get up early in the morning and I do my makeup at like 5:30 a.m. till when I take it off at 9 p.m. It works wonders, and it just makes everything, like I said with the other ones, like meld together. But for me, the main selling point on this is that it does both. It makes your makeup look flawless, it makes it last, and the sprayer, the nozzle. I mean, that's the main thing with setting sprays, right? Like if you have one I'm using right now. All right, friends, my camera died and I'm back. The lighting might be different, and I kind of have you like jury rigged on top of something like the camera, and I had to take it off to like charge the battery and then put it back. So the frame might be different too. So just buckle up, it'll be fine. Like I was saying, I'm currently using the CoverGirl Liquid Lockup Setting Spray, and the formula and the actual product is great. The mister is not. It's essentially a hose. Like, it's one of those where like you feel like there are droplets on your face and you have to like really fan it. So I like rejoice when I find a setting spray where the mister is amazing, and that can be said for the Morphe one. All right, let's move on away from setting sprays. Let's get into some, I think I have two products that I just didn't really like that much. Okay, this I got in a BoxyCharm. I'm not sure what month it was, but it's the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector, and I'm not a huge fan of mattifying primers. It's just not something like I need. I'm not that oily, but I do like to fill in my pores, so I'll kind of do like a hydrating primer or something all over my face, and then put like a pore filling primer here, and kind of like higher on my cheekbones where if my pores want to be, they'll be out and about. This is horrible. This, I don't know, I honestly don't know what it is. I don't know if it was in combination with my foundation or the other primer that was on my face, but it essentially like starts to pill on your skin, so it starts to feel kind of like gritty, and then if you like rub your skin, you have little pieces of like your foundation and of the primer. And I've tried it with multiple primers, multiple foundations, so I'm not sure if this is just something that's better off to be worn alone, but for my skin type, I don't need that. So I used it about 4 or 5 times, and then I tossed it in the bin because it's not gonna work for me. That was no bueno. I mean, it does say oil control primer, so I guess if that's what you're using it for and you want it like in your T-zone, maybe that'll work differently, but I was simply using it for like the pore filling effect, and there was something with like the combination of products that it did not mesh well. So that quickly went into the basket. And then we have a couple products here that are just old, and this is one of them. It's actually not that old, but what I will say is I liked it when I was using it. I got this in a BoxyCharm as well. It's the Dr. Brandt Needles No More Baggage. And I think I put this in a favorites video a few months ago too. It's an eye depuffing gel, and I think I used it for about a month and a half, and then it separated. Like I've tried to like mix it and everything, but the solution inside, the cream, it's more of like a cream gel, completely separated. Like when you squirt it onto your hand, it's like the oil and then the actual like chunk of product. It's gross. And I can't, trust me, I've attempted to fix it and I can't, which like super bums me out because I really liked this product, but now I'm like, thank God I didn't spend my own money on it, because this wasn't a BoxyCharm, but if I went to go buy this, I think it's like 40 something bucks. I would be pissed if I used it for a month and a half and the product was already getting like separated and gunky on me. So I did like this product for the length of time I used it, but it's not an empty because it just got all gross. And it even says on the back 12 months, so there's no reason it should have done that. So along those same lines, I'm getting rid of all of these ColourPop, these are the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I've had these for about a year. I actually bought them last year on Black Friday, and I used them pretty religiously for maybe 2 or 3 months. This was when I first started doing eyeshadow. I've mentioned that before, that like I've always been terrified to do my own eyeshadow, like I would do someone else's, to do eyeshadow on myself, to any face really, any eye, because I just was never good at it, and I always found it hard. And anyway, so I started this mission like last year where I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to do it. And I had also never tried ColourPop. I think this was in my first ever ColourPop order. So I bought a bunch of these Super Shocks, and they're great. They're like almost like a powder to cream. Like when you rub it on your hand, it feels like cream. It's not cream at all. It's completely powder, but it's just a really cool formula and a really cool consistency. And in general, I really like them, but they're completely dried out, which, I mean, it doesn't say on here how long, but a year, like, I'm not gonna be mad about that. So if you wanna know the shades that I did have, I had Stereo, which is like a, kind of like a purpley mauve. This golden color, which was Birthday Girl. Hope you can see that through like the container. This is like kind of like a lilac birthday cake. These all came in a set. Then we have Sequin. What is this? Deep Dive. It's like a true like shimmery brown. And then this one, which Daisy busted, Drift. So I recommend them totally, but they're obviously not empties. They just, after 12 months, they dried up, which I'm completely okay with. All right, we have a few things left. We have 2 eyeliners. I might as well do them together. This one, let's start off on like the not so good note. This was the Jante Blue Ultra Lasting Formula Art Makeup Liquid Liner 24 Hour. Goodness gracious. This came in a BoxyCharm and it's horrible. It's absolutely, it looks, I mean, when I swatch it on my hand, it looks fine. It flakes and it doesn't last all day, and it also transfers to like my upper eyelid. So I use this again about 4 or 5 times. That's usually the amount that I like to give products, especially when it comes to makeup, unless it gives me some type of reaction. Obviously I won't continue to use it, but I tried it about 4 or 5 times with eyeshadow, without eyeshadow. No. Now this is an actual empty. This is completely dried up. This is the Rimmel Scandalized Precision Micro Eyeliner. I love this. I absolutely love this. Like I mentioned, if you watched my favorites video, you know I mentioned that lately I've been putting on my liner with just like a black shadow and a really like, kind of like almost pencil fine, like smudger brush. So I don't have any need to repurchase this right now, but if I need to get another liquid liner, I'm buying this one. I initially bought this because I was gonna get my tried and true, the Stila, I think it's called Sale Day. I think it's called Sale Day. You guys, I've been wearing that stuff for years, and I always buy a brown and a black. I really like the brown because you can still tell that your eyes are lined, but for my like more fair skin, it's not as like harsh. I love the Stila Sale Day, and I went to the Sephora near my house and they don't even carry Stila in store anymore. And I'm like, well, dang it, I'm like fresh out of eyeliner and I need some. So I remembered I had a CVS like coupon, and I'm like, why not? Like, I'm out and about, let's just go to CVS and see what they have. And I just picked this up like on a whim. I don't even remember how much it was, but it's Rimmel, so maybe like $3.99, $4.99, and it's so good. It's like, yeah, it's like super dried up. I mean, I got some on there, but lasts all day, doesn't smudge, doesn't flake, and this like particular eyeliner lasted me a long time. So highly recommend. I'm curious if they have other colors, but especially for the price point, loved it. All right, we have a few things left. This one I'm not gonna spend much time on because I feel like I talk about this all the time. This is the e.l.f. Oh, there's still a little bit left in there. This is the e.l.f. Brow Pencil in neutral brown. I love it. It's $2.99 and it's great. I have already repurchased another one, so. And we have 2 concealers. We have the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer, waterproof in light warm. I loved this stuff. I would definitely repurchase it, although now I found this Makeup Revolution one, which was in my last month favorites. This is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour in the shade C4. I've already repurchased this. I bought the Makeup Revolution when my Ulta one ran out. I think I was using the Ulta and the Catrice together. I still have some of the Catrice left, but when this bit the dust, then I picked up the Makeup Revolution one, and I love it. I mean, I rage about it in my favorites video. I love the huge doe foot applicator. I love the consistency of it. A little bit goes a long way. I find it's best to put it on my eye and then, like, for initially I pat it out with my finger, then blend it with my beauty blender. I have really, really dark circles, and I feel like that kind of gives it maximum coverage when I use my fingers first and then my beauty blender. So yes to both of those. I'm not sure, like, price-wise. Y'all know I'm always thinking about price. I think this one's $5.99. I'm not sure how much the Ulta one is, but still, I mean, those are drugstore prices, and they're both really, really good. All right, we have 2 left. So this is I've talked about this before, I think, too. It's the, God, look at the friggin' bottle container. It's the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. This is the green one. There's a purple one and I think an orange one. I love this stuff. I have already repurchased. I have one in, like, my makeup caddy in the bathroom. It's a pretty standard brush. I like to use this as a layering mascara. So lately I've been using this with the It Superhero, or I've also been trading off with the Wander Beauty. Ooh, I'll link it below. It's a Wander Beauty one in, like, a magenta, like, tube, or, like, dark red tube. This stuff is great. Again, for the price, you cannot beat this mascara. I found this through Tati. She raved about it, and I knew that meant I had to pick it up, especially when it was, like, drugstore price. Highly recommend. I've also tried the purple one, but I prefer the wand on the green. All right, and one more product left. The last product is this NYX No Filter finishing powder. I'm just getting rid of this because it's really old. It was okay. It's supposed to be like a finishing powder, but to be honest, it is very, it gives you more coverage than what I think a finishing powder should. It almost acts like a powder foundation. So it wasn't my favorite. I'm not sure what it would, I never tried to just wear it by itself, so I'm not sure what it would look like or feel like if you just used it alone. But in terms of it being a finishing powder, I would say no. Don't agree. Did not like it as a finishing powder. All right, my friends, that is all of my empties. And I've been collecting these empties for, like, a while. I'm telling you, I just, like, chuck everything in this bin under my sink. And when it gets kind of sort of full, chat about it. So I hope that you learned a lot in this video. I feel like, again, empties videos are great because you really get to know what the person thought of the product. And I know this round I had quite a few things that just didn't work for me, or that were old and needed to be tossed, but all in all, I feel like there were a lot of winners in this lot, even though it's not even a favorites video. It's just an empties video, but I feel like so many of these things I used up completely and I loved them. And that also makes me feel good when I look back and reflect on how I spent my money and the fact that I enjoyed the things that I purchased. It's a good feeling. All right, my friends, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and keep on checking back. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. By the time you see this, my update video will have definitely gone up, so you guys know that I am attempting to be very diligent about being consistent, and hopefully I'm sticking to that. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, friends.